Dicejunkies. We're doing things a little bit different today. You're going to have the Skype host hosting in for the intro. I am BloodX, joined with my good friends.
Q.
Zeno.
And
Who's the third one?
Yeah. I think there was a lag there.
Oh, was there? You want to do it over again?
Oh.
We don't redo nothing. This
Yeah,
is
we don't do
unscripted.
it. That's it. That's the intro now.
I can guarantee if you've seen our videos, it's first take.
That should be the title of the show. That's the intro.
That's the intro. There is no second take.
No second take. No, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, there's no second takes.
All right, guys. Let's get started here. First of all, we're going to start with some Bethesda, Elder Scrolls, and Microsoft type news. We've been trying to keep an eye on this ever since Microsoft bought ZeniMax Studios and acquired Bethesda and all that good stuff. And they every time they speak, they inch a little closer, a little closer
to just saying PlayStation.
Screw you, PlayStation.
But what I love is the way they're just slowly twisting the knife.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna do it.
Maybe we're not.
Well, kind of, sort of, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll have to look at each case individually.
And it's going to end on, is it coming out on PlayStation? I don't know if it's even coming out on PlayStation. That's up to Sony, maybe. I don't know. But tell them what happened. It's great news to me.
So Bethesda's latest update on Elder Scrolls 6. This is on comicbook.com that wrote this article. It's kind of a lot of bad news for PlayStation players on PS4 and PS5. Basically what it says is the good news is it sounds like Bethesda and Microsoft have no plans of stop releasing games on PlayStation consoles.
So far.
So that has not been the plan yet, PlayStation people. So bad news is that during a recent conference, Xbox CFO Tim Stewart suggested at the very least, Bethesda games will play best on Xbox, and in some cases, come there first as well.
And PC.
Well, and the main thing was they didn't talk just about Xbox. Normally, when they mention Xbox now, they're talking Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass. Because, these things are also coming to the Game Pass. They're trying to utilize all these assets to grow that subscription base, because the subscription base is, residual income. It's not a one-time and done. So for planning and corporate, it's a lot easier to deal with a residual income, a monthly income, than it is to deal with, all right, we got this big release, we'll get a big jump of money, and then we're gonna have to sit here and hope we can make it till the next release, or whatever.
So it looks like they finally decided, yeah, we paid big money. Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be out on Xbox and PC first.
Yeah. And they said that here. They said, but what we want that content in the long run to be either first or better or best, or pick your differentiated experience on our platforms. We will want Bethesda content to show up the best as on our platforms. Here it says, if it shows up best in Game Pass. So that's just them pushing that Game Pass, and sort of, like I said, PlayStation has pulled the exclusivity market, for a while. They have played the exclusivity game way harder than Xbox has. Now, Xbox has done it in the past, more so with their first gen system, but then their second or third, they started pulling back from exclusives. Of course, they've always tried to do the exclusive console, not exclusive across PC and Xbox.
Yeah, they never tried to screw everybody.
Yeah,
Sony's been hardcore on that. I mean, the thing is, no one with a PlayStation can get mad at Xbox for two main reasons. First and foremost, it's what Sony's doing all the time. So Xbox is going, yeah, because here's the thing, and also you want to be blunt. Let's be blunt. They're not doing the same thing as Sony. They own Bethesda. They're basically just saying, they're just saying, hey, we own this freaking studio now, So yeah, we're gonna get it first. PlayStation pays off everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Well, PlayStation has started buying their own studios for their exclusives as well. They bought the studio that made Spider-Man. So I mean, they are definitely trying to go that route as well. I mean, owning studios and owning a console is a very smart move because you can optimize, like they're talking about here, you can optimize games to work at its fullest extent on your operating system, on your console. It's similar to Google apps on an Android phone or Apple apps on iPhone. They have access to more than what third-party apps have because they know what the back end looks like. You know, the parts that they're not willing to necessarily show everybody. So they can also make sure that the games that come from them utilize every little bit, even
you have
the
more
back
access
end.
to what the peripheral you're using. And the second reason PlayStation folks can't get mad at Xbox for this is simply because there needs to be competition. Despite everything I say, I don't want Xbox to be the only console.
Oh, no.
I want a console war, an even console war, because you'll get the best, because competition is required. But out of the two companies, as I told you once before, my biggest issue with PlayStation over Xbox is that PlayStation and Sony have been getting weirdly hands-on with censoring games and messing with content. So if I had to choose which one I want to be dominant, it's going to be the company that seems to be less concerned about sticking their toe into your actual creativity and lets you put your games out the way you want. Not saying Xbox has always been that way or will always be that way, but at the moment, Sony has been way more aggressive with censorship and modifying game content, which also makes me uncomfortable with them getting well-known and well-liked brands because I'm afraid they're going to tamper with the product. Like the next God of War, they didn't seem to mess with the last one, but I mean, they also weren't as intense when that came out as they are now. Now they're pretty intense with the censorship. So it's like, what's going to happen? Is the next God of War going to be less violent? Is it going to be less toxic?
Well,
Is there going to be a new female lead? You know, like what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I mean, Sony right now is trying to convince their Japanese base that they haven't forsaken them, you know.
Even though they literally moved out of Japan, like they literally bailed on it.
So, I mean, Sony's got its own little can of worms. Of course, it's also trying to play the PC game. They're working with Epic. I mean, you just had Godfall come out, which came out to Sony PlayStation exclusive and Epic Game Store for PC.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know about that because you said Epic, and if it comes out to Epic, it doesn't exist to me anymore.
I know, dude. It was a game I was looking at. I thought it was a cool looking game. Sadly, you know, I'm still not willing to give my data to.
You won't believe me, but do you know why I wasn't following it? I always suspected. I'm not even joking. It's so bad now that when I see a game that looks interesting, my first thought is, but is Epic or Sony going to get it?
Well, now you can almost expect if a game is coming to PC and it's also a Sony console exclusive, it's probably going to be an Epic exclusive.
Yeah, like at this point, I'm worried about, Wukong Black Myth because I'm really getting worried. Like, even though it wasn't aimed at any particular peripheral, Sony and Epic are so virulently insidious that they won't get their hooks into that, and if they do, I'm still not going to play it. I mean, I'm absolute. I will say
they do seem to watch small companies, and if smaller companies get any kind of big fan wave on them, they do try to grab them up.
But none of them are flourishing under them too. That's why it's a bad idea. I'm amazed at how many of them go for the quick payout. Because there hasn't been any big game studio come out of being bought by Epic or Sony. It's like,
I don't know. I mean, I've heard stories where they said, you know, they get a lot of capital up front that allowed them to start their next venture. I mean, there are reasons why these companies go with them. I mean, I know,
but like and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they should go with Xbox as the alternative. I'm saying that the really, really well-known game companies stood on their own feet. It's the whole concept of if you don't work for yourself, if you work for someone else, you're never really going to be that real success. And that's the thing. I think that if these companies if their goal is to become a big thing, a big name, you can't be calling somebody boss.
No.
So it's risky, yes. It's difficult, yes. But NetherRealm Studios and What's the one that did Dark Souls? Is that the ones who do Dark Souls? I'm not great on the names today. It's been a busy day. But all the big games, even Capcom and Konami, it's like they were their own companies, and that's how they became these household names. And I haven't seen a household name come out from under a specific. I mean, look at Nintendo. I don't even know who makes the Nintendo exclusive games. I just assume it's actually Nintendo. I assume that, but no, I'm actually sure that there are game studios under Nintendo. You can't name one because they overrule them so much that they're just considered an arm or leg of Nintendo. So you're kind of saying you never want to be a big deal.
And I didn't mention Nintendo. Nintendo was mentioned alongside Sony by Xbox, but I mean, Nintendo's always sort of done its own thing anyway. Mm-hmm. It's not uncommon for Nintendo to get a game late.
Everybody knows that Nintendo's going to get Elder Scrolls like a year or two after Elder Scrolls and after it's been dumbed down to work on a Switch. I like Nintendo. It's got some fun games, but its tech is not, they don't compete in the technology field. They compete in the fun and their own IP. Yeah. But a good example of something I will give Xbox is Bungie. They let Bungie do their own thing. Bungie's like, yeah, we kind of want to get out from under like just being Xbox, and we're gonna make Destiny, and they're like, good luck, and saw how that went. But they let them try. They didn't go like, no, they were like, all right, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that actually had some other issues as well, but
well, all I know is now
that's a whole nother story.
Now I think Bungie's going like, can we make Halo again? And
speaking of Halo, we also had the Halo team on Twitter. Good. Yeah, you know, but if you brag about it, it sort of ruins the.
I ruin a lot of things. What I do.
Xbox Halo announces suit up and continue the story of Halo 4's campaign and Spartan Ops. Every episode, every chapter is now available on PC. They released Halo 4 on PC, I guess about this past week.
It's almost like they actually are trying to reach a larger audience and let people play their games.
And of course, you know, Halo 5 is in production and everything, so. That is what's bringing that, but they're trying to bring more. I mean, it's just interesting to see Xbox, you know, trying to bring more to PC. Yeah. Trying to,
and I love the Spartans, man. I love Halo.
Well, and I was telling Blood Axe before the show. I was like, you know, doing this though, implementing the cross-play and all that stuff. Also is going to stop things like, you know, we talked about Avengers last week, you know, and how because a lot of people weren't playing it, the online market dropped and there wasn't a lot of people playing online. But, you know, the PC online people were separate from the console online people. So it really made it bad on PC, who is, you know, PC gamers are quick to drop something. You know, it always seems that way.
It's always something better. You got huge online choices as a PC player.
But by Xbox working alongside PC, even if a game doesn't do that well, you have a better chance of having
you double the size of your audience. I get what you're saying. I mean, excellent observation. Also, on top of that, by doing it as a Game Pass, more people will play something if it's free. For example, like Blood Axe has been playing some Gears again, and it's because, I mean, it's on Game Pass, man. You can just pop it on. He's been trying to get me to re-download it. I might eventually do it. Why? It's on Game Pass. I can go play it when I want. But I would have never bought the new Gears 5 with money. Definitely wouldn't buy all these stupid updates coming out. Nah. But because it's available on Game Pass and it's free to jump in, it maintains an audience for a game that all I hear even while people are playing it, it was nothing but complaints. I jumped at a party, complaining the whole time, they played it for 3 hours straight. So having like you said, cross-play and also
something else they've also been doing, I've noticed, is even though they have Game Pass, even though they have the Microsoft Game Store, all this stuff is still on Steam as well.
You still buy it.
You know, even the early access game, like y'all play Outward.
No, you mean
not Outward? What's the name of that game?
Tell them the name of the game. Grounded.
Yeah, that's the game. I was
Blood Axe just looking at us. Yeah. What's wrong, Blood Axe?
He's watching a football game.
I'm listening to y'all.
You watching a football game, aren't you?
Well, yeah, there's that going on too. But another thing you got to think about is Microsoft doesn't just own Xbox; it also owns Windows operating systems. So the more games they make available across all their enterprises, the more money they're going to make anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not just Xbox exclusive or in Game Pass on PC, but also because they're selling these to the Steam community, which is also running on the Windows operating system as well.
Yeah.
So they're still going to be making money whether they're selling consoles or computer hardware.
Yeah, even Grounded, like I was saying, even though it's early access, you can get it on Steam, even early access. You can
play with us, and while I'm on my Xbox,
it's been really.
Try.
Let's not get into. Okay, that's not because the option isn't there. That's because it's a beta. Alpha, it's whatever's before alpha. It's pre-alpha, game.
But so it's been interesting. Like I said, I think they're doing a really good job there. It's been interesting to watch. Other than that, as far as Xbox news, I have heard some rumors that a couple of issues have been found with the Xbox, and some more issues have been found with the PlayStation. But I was like, that's just nitpicking at this point. It's a new console. I wasn't going to go into that. So let's go ahead and get a random encounter in.
Who shall roll?
Guess I'll go first this time.
Yeah, I think it's about time. You know what? In honor of the fact that you're such a marginalized group, we'll let you go first.
All righty. Fat bearded people. Everywhere.
No, bald-headed.
Bald.
You've also got the
people.
haircut to go with it. It's rough on you.
With freckles and gray hair.
Your head can be considered to almost be skin-like in its way. Oh, boy. I'm glad I let you go first. I set your ass up.
So I rolled a 1, so let me move over to this something horrible list over here.
Where did Blood Axe go? How'd you lose Blood Axe?
Oh,
on 18.
I just didn't have his screen on there.
Oh my God, he rolled a 1. Yeah, hit 18 on the next list. There we go. It's about time. It's been a while since we gotten this out of you.
All right, let's see. 16.
Oh, so close. So close.
So let's see. What is 16?
Oh wow, pick someone to take your place and they get a roll. You know what? Let's make Blood Axe do it for
once. Pick
once.
someone to take your place and they get the roll.
We've done this to each other. It's time.
Blood Axe says you're welcome. But it even has his name on it. He says you're welcome.
Blood Axe.
All right, Blood Axe.
Blood Axe.
Roll. Yeah, that is so old. That was before doing the show.
All those times we had to pick somebody and there's only one other person to pick. And like, pick someone to go to 1. It's like, we got you.
Yeah.
All right, I rolled a number 8.
8. Crapumental.
The Mount Trashmore video games turned into movies.
That is almost exclusively bold, isn't it? Like he's ruined video game movies almost single-handedly.
I mean, it's pretty much you take every video game movie and you just got to find the 4 worst ones out of that.
But they're probably U-Bowl. Really, probably or Uwe Boll, however you say his name. He is like a single-handedly ruined that enterprise. Ooh, I got an old school one. Go ahead, though. Do yours. We'll go do round table. This is fun. Everybody's got to do this.
A little crap. So, probably the one that I was most excited for, and was just so bad, wasn't because the movie was bad. It was because it was what the game was based off of was Doom, the movie. If you would have called it anything other than Doom, I would have been okay with it. But because it was Doom, it wasn't Doom. That one has to be on the list. The Street Fighter movie was absolutely just terrible. I mean, it was bad.
Good.
The live action one was Van Damme, not the anime one. Oh God. I actually had 4 picked out one earlier, but what was that? I'm drawing a blank on the movie.
Well, what about the game? What was the game? And I'll tell you what the movie was.
Was the game-based movie. The one that I wanted to see, but we never got to saw was the Soul Calibur film. I was so excited for that, but then it never happened.
Oh, it never happened. I was going to say there was a Soul Calibur film.
Hitman with Billy Zane. That wasn't very good either. And the fourth one has to be probably replaces Doom as the worst video game term movie was the Mario Brothers movie.
You son of a gun. That was the one I was sitting on. Dang it, I hate. Okay, it's on mine too. Good one. I was literally thinking like nobody remembers the first worst video game movie. So, all right, so it's on mine too. I guess I'll go ahead and do mine then since you've literally segued into it. The Mario Brothers movie, because as a kid, I was like, they're making a Mario Brothers movie. It's gonna be a which I don't even think was in the movie. I literally think that there is literally no Mario. I don't think that is in the movie one time. Next up, which is weird because the first of this movie was probably one of the best video game movies for a long time. But Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, was horrifically bad. It was a movie based on an already cheesy game that somehow managed to be infinitely worse. Now, this one is controversial because people don't agree with me. And the funny thing is, the actress is a beautiful woman, so you probably know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I really do. Like, oh, God, Fifth Element. She's my favorite part. I'm a huge fan of the actress. I hate her husband, like the director, because Resident Evil... And I'm putting them all together. Like, you can't separate the Resident Evil franchise of movies because it's just one trash
we've had
narrative.
This discussion,
so third one is Resident Evil. All of them. I can't even pick the worst because they screwed up from day one. And number 4 is, oh God, like I like your mention of Street Fighter. That was pretty good, but a lot of people don't know that there is a DOA movie, but it's almost so bad it's not fair to mention it because it's barely a movie.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really a movie.
It is. No, it's a movie you can watch on IMDb, but it's also almost not a movie. So let's say something that people would recognize then. Okay, well, dang it, man. I think Clinton really knocked it out with Street Fighter, man. Street Fighter was so awful. There's a lot of them, but the one you're talking about.
Bring up the newer Rampage movie, or
Rampage was barely a game. like you got to actually have something to ruin. Mm-hmm. And as much as I loved watching Van Damme movies, and I've seen almost all of them, because we got to make that clear, there are a lot of Street Fighter movies, and many of them are bad. But the Street Fighter movie was so awful, and the only good thing about it was M. Bison, just the best. And don't get me wrong, nothing like M. Bison, just a great performance in itself. But yeah, so Mario, Mortal Kombat 2, Resident Evil, and the Van Damme Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, I mean, you've covered most of mine with Doom, Mario, and Street Fighter. Now, one, it's similar to the vein of Doom. It was one of those where it was a game I loved, and when they made a movie out of it,
you're not gonna go House of the Dead.
It made me really mad, and that was Max Payne.
You didn't like Max Payne?
No, the movie was. I mean, okay. Once again, not necessarily a horrible movie, but it was not Max Payne.
No, that's true. I was going for ones that were both, though, because I actually liked the Max Payne movie, but I got to admit, after playing the game, because I actually did it in reverse, it's not a movie about Max Payne at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole different story, a well-told story, but, like, it's not Max Payne. You're 100% right.
And so that was when I was extremely disappointed. I was like, oh, this would be interesting to see on film, because you got to understand, a Max Payne... was a modern day gumshoe. He had the addictions. He had the lady troubles.
It was a modern day noir, gritty gumshoe, but with that modern day.
And the movie did not come off
90s,
with that
80s style instead, like Clint Eastwood era, Dirty Harry mixed with it. It should have been good. Yeah. Now, honorable mentions and representation of our friends that aren't here. For Jarek, he would definitely want me to add Assassin's Creed. Because that boy loves Assassin's Creed, and the movie, when we watched it, we were just like, what the hell? I watched it with him because we used to suffer movies together. He went with me to see Dragon Ball Evolution, and I went to see Assassin's Creed. And then on behalf of my boy Kits today, because we're both Final Fantasy fans, the often forgotten first Final Fantasy movie, the one where they made a big deal about all the facial CGI and it being 3D, and it had nothing to do. There wasn't a sword in the whole goddamn movie.
Oddly enough, the lesser known Final Fantasy movie was the better of the ones, like the lesser publicized one.
Yeah, the later,
because the later one came out after, and
the first big movie theaters reference movie that literally didn't have a single Final Fantasy. Dude, Final Fantasy is a series that has a lot of different stories in it. They missed all of them with this movie.
The second one was what, Advent or something?
Advent Children, I believe, which was better, at least because it had characters from Final Fantasy in it and a sword. I don't think there was a single sword. It was like just a chick in a spacesuit watching ghosts kill people. It was a very not Final Fantasy. So honorable mentions on behalf of Kids today. There's probably even more obscure, but he's weirder than me on obscure movies. He's probably an Ultima movie out there he's seen and we don't even know exists. Oh, wait. And for our boy Damien, I'm pretty sure he would want me to mention Warcraft. Because I'm pretty sure that movie is considered suck by actual Warcraft fans.
I don't know.
I'm not 100%
sure. I've gotten mixed results on it. I've
Damien
not watched
it, though, because he hates
I can't. Well, Damien hates everything.
So I'm sure he hates it.
But I know our friend, my friend Rayvon, he enjoyed it. He was one of my World of Warcraft friends.
All right, so it may be a mixed review, but at least it's been thrown out there.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, when I saw it, it didn't seem to be what I expected Warcraft to be, and I'm not a big Warcraft guy, but I remember when I saw it, I was like, is this accurate? This doesn't feel like this is accurate.
I think I actually watched it, and I just didn't care either way.
Oh.
Because I recall bits and pieces of it.
Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, that movie did not feel like in the vein of Warcraft at all.
Yeah, okay, so I wasn't wrong.
It was more in the vein of World of Warcraft, not so much Warcraft. When you play on Warcraft 1 through 3, I think the storytelling changed a lot once they went to the online. And
were the Dark Elves even in that movie? Because they were a big part of the first 3 Warcraft games. Major faction involved in everything. I literally don't think they were in it. I think it was just humans and orcs the whole time. All right.
It was Blood Elf.
Honorable mentions. But there you go. So we tried to rep some of our other people. There's some baddies out there.
Really,
and for those of y'all that heard me say it, House of the Dead. But House of the Dead was barely a movie. It falls in that so bad. And oh my God, what was that in the Name of the King?
Yeah.
Oh, those are bad. In fact, you know what? Everything Hbo's ever made.
So, talking about bad things happening, Capcom has had some bad stuff happening lately with ransomware attacks and caches of their documents being posted online and a lot of hacking issues going on there. So they've had some rough times. They did though end up having a leak of their release schedule. If you're a Capcom fan or looking forward to anything from Capcom, as far as this list goes, I think the earliest of releases is Q4 of 2021.
Wait a minute. How do you already have a ultra version of a game that you haven't even made yet to release a year? So they're gonna screw people over. Oh my God, there's little evidence that they're planning to screw you over. They have Street Fighter 6, and then a year later, Ultra Street Fighter 6.
2 years later. But
I see 23 and 24. Street Fighter 6 says
Street Fighter
FY
6, 2022.
What the hell is SSF6?
I don't know what.
Oh my God! So there's 3 Street Fighter.
No, SSF.
Super Street Fighter 6,
and then Ultra Super. Oh my God!
Oh, it could be
3
Super
Street Fighter games
6,
over 3 years that are the same game. Capcom, you whores! You filthy whores! Oh my God! These dirty. Now that must be what's got everybody flipping out. Is that they are going to screw you 3 times?
But they're going to screw you across multiple platforms because it's not going to be a Sony exclusive. That's what they said.
Well, no, you got to screw the most people in this case. A hooker can't go, I'm only screwing Asians this month. No, you got to get them all in there, man. This horror's got to spread the love.
But they are remaking Final Fight for 2024.
I'm too busy being pissed off at the fact that I actually was in a good mood seeing Dragon's Dogma 2 because I liked Dragon's Dogma and wanted to kind of see more of it. But then I see Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter, Ultra Street Fighter, and after that, Donkey Punch Street Fighter, and Dirty Sanchez Street Fighter.
You know Dragon Dogmas 2 is going to have like some kind of huge microtransaction pay-to-win system.
They didn't do it last time.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
I mean, this is the people that have 3 Street Fighter 6s planned, and of course, it's just 3
that
years.
have advertisements on games you buy.
Oh God, you're right. I forgot about the actual like advertisements on the back and commercials during loading screens.
Yes.
Oh yeah, fuck you, Capcom. Yeah, you can make all the Street Fighters you want.
I mean, they're getting attacked by hackers probably for a reason. Usually it's because you pissed somebody off.
Oh, you guys suck so bad. Not you, them. I mean, 3 Street Fighters? What gets me is that they're planning it ahead of time. Just so y'all know, this isn't a pure Q rant. This is only half of a Q rant. Half of this is legit. They are planning to do this 2 games ahead. They have literally said, we're going to make Street Fighter 6, we're going to make Super Street Fighter 6, and then we're going to make Ultra Street Fighter 6. So they are planning.
$60.
They are planning to F you over twice. Not once, twice.
I
and
mean,
they're
dude,
planning
how many
it
times
years ahead of time. It's 20 fucking
How
20.
many different versions of Street Fighter 5 are there? And if you don't go and buy the latest version, you get bombarded with pop-up screens.
I thought at least that they would make Street Fighter 5 and then go, all right, how are we going to make some more money? Let's make this. I didn't know they were planning it from the door. To, like, no, we're going to break this up into 3 parts. Like, this means that Street Fighter 6 will never come out in legit form. They planning it to be bullcrap from the door. Capcom, why don't you just sell your company to Sony? Just join the evil conclave. Go for it. I don't know which one you're going to do, but do it. I don't care.
Oh, no. I mean, maybe.
They could have done a season pass like Soul Calibur did, but they didn't go that route.
I'm just stunned that
I'm sure they're
going
to have those as well, man. I'm sure there will be season.
Oh yeah, on top of that, you're gonna have to buy all your characters for Street Fighter 6. Then you're gonna have to buy them again for Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 6. Then you're gonna have to buy them again for Ultra Street Fighter 6. You'll probably get Street Fighter 6, you won't have fucking Ryu. You'll probably be sitting there going like, "Where's Ryu?" Oh, Ryu's DLC. You're gonna play as Happy-Go-Lucky.
Just give me Guile.
Huh?
That's all I need. Just give me Guile.
Don't say
Just
that. You fucked up. He said it. Now Guile's of DLC. There you go. You gotta learn to be quiet. Who do you not like? That's the starting character.
Abigail.
You know what? They're gonna pull.
I play it, but I'm not buying it.
They might be planning to do a Killer Instinct, where you get like 3 characters and that's it. Like literally, you start the game, you only have 3 people, and you're just like, what the hell? Everybody's in the game. I can fight them, but I can't play them. You know, they're gonna. Oh my god. I wonder what Smug and some of the other like people I watch play Street Fighter are gonna say about this, than knowing that they're planning to have 3 versions.
I mean, who didn't already know this, man? We already lived through it once.
There's a difference between thinking that somebody's randomly doing evil and that somebody's got like a 3-year plan laid out.
The extent that they took Street Fighter 5, how could you imagine that Street Fighter 6 would not be that or worse?
Just to piss off Zeno, I would play as a character with advertised on his back just to piss him off and beat his ass while he has to look at like a damn logo rolling across my back. Just, yeah, man, you read that on the back of Zangief's back. That logo as I pile drive you. But I mean, it's only used ironically. Commercials in a fighting game is dumb. You paid for this product. The commercials are supposed to be something you get that interrupts something you're not paying for.
Multiple times for the product.
Yeah. I mean, I have YouTube Premium. I don't get commercials on YouTube Premium because I'm paying. If I buy Street Fighter, I shouldn't have to get commercials during it. Now, you know what? It would make sense if it was on like Game Pass, where you're getting it. No, because you're paying for Game Pass. It would make sense if it.
Don't fucking try to give Microsoft bad ideas.
Hey, they're not Sony. They're not Sony. Man. But no, if it was a free online game, like, you know, what's that, Guild Wars or something, I could get it. Oh, the new Street Fighter game is going to be free, but there's going to be premium content. Something. Yeah, well, Fortnite does that. Yeah. But you don't pay $60, then another 10, then another 10, then another 10, then another 10. Oh, look, Blanca, another 10. You know, oh, look, I can have Blanca be blue, not a 5, and then have a damn commercial. You done got $120 for a $40 game, and then you says commercials.
Yeah, I know.
And now they're planning to sell you 3 of them. And I'm not joking. I bet you when you get the next one, you're not going to get to keep your characters. You got to buy your characters all over
I don't
again.
think they'll do that. That's a bit far, but I don't even think they're that dumb. They're
going to start selling you moves.
That would be a DOA hairstyle all over again, man.
It's like going to the hair salon. You got to pay every time you change your hair. You know what they're going to do? I got it then. Yo, you got Guile Blood Axe, but you got to buy the flash kit. Got to buy the flash kit.
Just Sonic Boom you to death.
At least they're still...
I did surprise you with my turtling when it came back in the day.
I know. You're one of the reasons that I learned Akuma.
At least Street Fighter is still releasing games in the U.S. Damn DOA Extreme isn't even coming over to the U.S. because they were afraid of the backlash of the SJW. So,
wait, we're not getting the next DOA?
Well, that's the skimpy one, the DOA Extreme 3 or whatever.
I don't care about those.
I don't either, but I mean, the fact
DOA
that they've been scared out of the U.S. tells you something about our current...
yeah, because I don't know why they think those people are the ones that buy their games. The SJWs are broke. I've already been over that.
Anyway, speaking of things that make you angry, how about something to make you a little happier? And that is politics getting the hell out of video games. So
did you expect it to be them though? Who's leading the fight against politics in our video games? Animal Crossing.
So after the political advertisements created in Animal Crossing, they came out this week saying, please refrain from using the game inappropriately or creating any content within the game that would be considered vulgar, discriminatory, or offensive. Please also refrain from bringing politics into the game.
Animal Crossing, fighting the good fight for, like, you know, can I play my stupid game where I fish with animals, you know, without having to, like, have, like, a political discussion.
And the reason I did that is originally the Biden-Harris campaign created an island that was for supporters of their campaign. And
like, really?
Yeah.
What the
I mean, no big deal. You had to put in like a code to get to that island. So you'd have to willingly go. So it wasn't like anybody was just accidentally getting political stuff shoved down their throat or anything. So no biggie there. But Animal Crossing has implemented a new feature which will allow you to go to random islands and look at people's creations and towns and stuff like that. And with that feature, they went ahead to go ahead and say, all right, because, you know, we want all these creations to be accessible and all this stuff, but we also don't want our players to.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't have anything that's going to make someone upset in a lighthearted, like, farming game. So there's nothing wrong with them saying, because I mean, boy, if the opposite was the case, it would be a friggin' like fire set to the internet. Yeah. So. It's about equality and fairness, and the best fairness is to tell everybody to shut up. And I am for that. I'm for them going no politics. What about no politics? None. What about no?
No.
Get it? None. I don't even want a red or blue. You know what? We're banning red and blue. No colors. It's black and white now. Fuck, damn it. That's political too.
Yeah, you can't go there either, buddy.
God damn it. This is what our world's turned into.
Oh. So how about some Cyberpunk 2077 news? December 10th, maybe.
You better like Keanu Reeves is what we recently found out. You better really like Keanu Reeves.
So still looking forward to this game. I watched the latest trailer.
Whoa. Like, whoa.
And I did not realize how big of a part Keanu Reeves was going to be playing in this game. Apparently, Keanu Reeves will be in your head. So
it's the biggest part.
That's going to be interesting. I don't know how it's going to affect story or gameplay. I don't know. It put a little bit of a weird spin on the game to me. Still plan on buying it. Still, hopefully, it will be a very exciting and fun game. I just didn't see this coming, and I should probably stay away from trailers in general. But
yeah, now you spoiled yourself, man. You spoiled me too.
I mean, it's not
Now
really...
we know that Johnny Silver's going to be in your head.
What the hell?
Oh, crap. I might have...
Oh, you hit the button on the... Dadgum you.
What did I do? I think that just changed our view, though, right? Or did we disappear from the video?
Our view.
Hello, everyone. I have created a technical difficulty. And now we got to see if he can fix it. Can he? But no, like, apparently Keanu Reeves plays a very important part because he plays basically the main catalyst for the story. Like, the story is going to be essentially initiated by him because he ends up in your head. And I kind of wish they hadn't went that far into the story elements because, you know, that seems like that's going to be a really big part of the game because it becomes a motivation for most of what you're going to do. But I guess they also didn't want to face a scenario where people would be, you know, I guess unaware that, hey, you better like Keanu because he's going to be the voice in your head trying to push you. He's going to be the reason that you end up antagonistic to certain groups. Of course, my boy Zeno freaked out because he thought it meant the game would be linear. And I do agree that I don't want a linear gameplay. You know, I was hoping that you could end up on any side that you want in this faction, that you could even end the game possibly the opposite of what anybody would expect from you. But I still think that's going to be the case.
Yeah,
but I get how it's concerning that, you know.
I rewatched the trailer afterwards and my concerns sort of got pulled back a bit. And I was like, okay, they're still talking about how much customization. And I think part of it is I'm also trying to psych myself down.
So you're not too hyped?
Yeah. Because you don't want to come into anything too hyped because you're going to get disappointed. So now I think I'm just trying to find things to nitpick on.
You've got plenty of time, though. Don't worry. You got plenty of time to get yourself hyped down. Because, you know, we think it's coming out in December.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think there may be riots. Like, if
I mean, they've already threatened their lives once. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's worth the risk.
It's getting pretty heavy if it doesn't come out on the 10th.
Well, they did harm their hype real bad. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm not getting the energy off of even the people like Young and all that. The energy for Cyberpunk, even like Angry Joe, it definitely took a severe. Like when you told me this is a trailer, I hadn't already watched it. Normally, I'm on top of this. But I honestly reached a point where I just threw my hands up and said, it's out when it's out. And that's not good when you had something people were really... I mean, to give you an example, I bought the PDF for Cyberpunk. I still haven't even read it. Look, like, I'm still kind of
I am on vacation right now because of Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah. You're supposed to be playing Cyberpunk. Yeah. He was supposed to be late starting the show because he was playing Cyberpunk and eager to end the show early so he could go back to playing Cyberpunk.
Instead, I just want to go eat some gumbo.
As do I.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Yeah, something that we were talking about before the show, Q, you weren't here, is he was kind of, you know, dancing on the ledge because of the whole trailer. But how many times in a game or a movie or something where the protagonist either gets information way too easily or just knows what to do without having some kind of resource for the information? So I think that the incorporation of the cinematics, which gives you that knowledge, actually will make more sense in this aspect because you're gaining it from a chip inserted, as opposed to just automatically knowing the information automatically, or someone just show up, oh, by the way, here's something that you need to complete your mission. I think it's actually not a bad thing at all, because it helps fill that void of that I run into is that was way too simple. Like, well, never mind, because I was going to give you a spoiler for Mandalorian episode 4 of season 2.
No.
Yeah, apparently I've seen something happens that makes no sense, and you leave you scratching your head like, huh? Did that really?
Is that why all the thumbnails are like that?
So I'm actually, as I told him, I'm cautiously optimistic. The last time I wanted to play a Shadowrun Cyberpunk type game, it didn't go over very well. So
look, I'm sorry.
See how it goes.
You only lost one arm, dude. You lost one arm.
$60 for that.
All right.
No, I was talking about Shadowrun for the Xbox.
Oh, yeah. Shadowrun for the Xbox is a trash fire. Now, man, I still say the best Shadowrun.
Game when you work at GameStop.
Yeah, I still say the best Shadowrun was the Super Nintendo one. That was a good game.
All right, let's get another random encounter in here, and then we'll move on to our last. It's just a couple of subjects.
Oh, okay, but I really want Gumbo though.
Why don't you roll for us, Q? I think you're the only one who hasn't incorporated.
Let's see if I can get a 1 and then get that pick somebody else. Throw somebody under the bus.
Oh, yeah, I need to get off to something horrible list here.
Yeah, because that was 16.
16. I expect the unexpected. Pick someone to go to 1, or you go to 20.
I'm picking on Blood Axe. We've got to pay you back for all those times we rolled this.
So you're sending
else.
him the 1?
Yeah.
All right.
Roll 1. Roll, Blood Axe. We're picking on you.
I gotta find my D20 again. Hang on.
Yeah, man. We've had a lot of these 16s.
Here's the green one. All right. Number 3.
Gun to your head.
Oh, God.
Sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Shot yourself in the foot with that one.
Come on, Blood Axe.
Sorry, wrong. Gun to your head. Sing. Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm so glad this got turned back on you.
Hey, look, I think he disconnected.
Right.
Don't you unplug the Xbox. Come on. None of that.
Oh, I'm not on the Xbox, actually. I'm on my laptop.
No,
my Xbox actually is playing the Dolphins game at the moment, which is not doing too hot.
Oh, sorry. You didn't get that reference. It's a fighting game reference when people get so mad that they unplug their Xbox.
PC version. Don't Alt F4.
Yeah, don't Alt F4. Don't Alt F4 out because you're losing.
All right. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
That's not singing. Start over. Start over.
Come on,
yeah, you gotta sing.
You gotta belt this thing, man.
That was reciting Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Oh, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, motherfucker. I hate you all.
I just also realized that I don't know the words to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, because I only know Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. That's all I do. How I wonder where you are or what you are. I was wrong. I would have been terrible at that. I wouldn't even got the words right.
That was still barely singing, but we'll give it a pass.
I don't think it gets any better.
I'm not going to say anything in case I end up rolling this in the future. So, because he's just changing the song over there. All right.
I don't think we're allowed to sing that one. I think there's a copyright on Happy Birthday in there.
No, I think that they got past.
I mean, at least he didn't type in sing WAP.
Oh God.
I don't even know the words. I've literally never heard the song.
Oh, so the Frog Leap Studios does a cover of WAP, and it is hilarious.
Oh, I will hear WAP for the first time if it's from my boy. That dude is awesome.
Leo's a great.
Oh, dude, I've listened to so much of Leo's songs. I need to go donate or something because I listen to enough of his music. Now I feel bad that I've never. Well, here's some advertisement. Check out Frog Leap Studios with Leo. All of his covers are awesome. Dude, you want to know still my favorite, though? Pokemon, oddly enough. He tears that up. He's got a guy that comes in with him.
Dude, he did DuckTales not that long ago, which was awesome. So, anyway, so let's see. We have Black Panther news. Black Panther 2 will start filming July 21st, or July of 2021. Sorry. And they did say Shuri may take on a more prominent role, which we had already had this even before Chadwick Boseman passed. Rest in peace. It was rumored that she may be taking on a.
Yeah, there was actually a big conflict that Chadwick Boseman was upset that already they were planning on he's like, wow, I got one movie and already you want to ditch me and replace me with at least in this case for the first time replacing him with a black woman isn't weird. It should be a black woman.
No.
Replacing him altogether is weird regardless of who you're doing with, but for once the only canonical time it's not weird other than when they do it with Monica Rambeau, which they're also talking about. There's been a lot of talk that they're going to pull the Monica Rambeau becomes Captain Marvel. If they make Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel, I will see that movie. I will see that movie. I will rent it or go see that movie if they do that.
Yeah, now they still haven't said, like, Marvel has refused to say what that role would be and whether or not they were changing who Black Panther was. They did say they would not digitally recreate Chadwick Boseman. They would either get a new actor for the role or they would write him out of the story.
I mean, I know why they're not saying for sure what they're going to do, because the way things are going, they're not really sure what the environment's going to be by then.
And
this
they don't
whole
start filming
PC
until
crap
July
is
20.
starting to kind of fizzle.
Yeah.
And they may be like, hey, man,
2021.
by next year, 2021, people may not want that.
Yeah.
Casting a new actor, though, that's going to be rough.
Also in comic book movie news, we have Wonder Woman 1984. They decided that if they continued to wait for too long, they were going to lose the hype of Wonder Woman. So they
already did. I forgot.
Well, no, and that's sort of the thing. They're like, oh, we can't wait any longer. So they're actually releasing Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max as a streaming, as well as a limited release in theaters, you know, being that a lot of theaters are closed due to COVID.
We planning to watch it?
I mean, I have HBO Max, so I will probably watch it.
Let me know. I'll watch it with you. I wasn't going to get HBO Max, though. I might, so that's good, because I was like, I might go to the theaters, but I'm not going to get HBO Max just to watch Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I have HBO Max, so I mean, I'll check it out. I mean, that's the cool thing. Unlike certain companies, Disney, Mulan, that charge $30 to watch the movie
on their streaming service.
That you have to pay for. For the first month, HBO will be streaming this at no additional cost to subscribers.
Cool. So we'll get some alcohol and we'll watch Wonder Woman in 1984.
Yeah. So I just thought that, you know, there's not a lot to say there, but it was really cool. And it was nice that they didn't charge the $30 like Mulan. I'm still don't get that.
What it was them not being stupid. Because at least if the movie's not great, they're not going to get the backlash. Because people were pissed about Mulan, man, and why wouldn't you be? It was friggin' expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, going to the movie theater is not $30, man, for one person. So, like, that was pretty costly. You know, I mean, for like Blood Axe it'd be higher, but there's a lot of people that bought it solo and were like, "Oh crap, dude! I paid $30 to watch a horrific movie."
And that was their justification of it, because I think also once you bought it, you had it.
Not if you let your service expire.
Well, yeah. Also, that the fact that they were like, "Well, a whole family can watch it for $30." You know.
Yeah, that's okay if it's not terrible. It's like my whole family can suffer for $30. I like to share the pain. And now it's time for Blood Axe's special section, because he's our guy.
Last thing we have is Star Wars news, and it's not Mandalorian news, or not exactly Mandalorian news. It's not the Mandalorian news.
Well, it's debatable what's the Mandalorian these days, since apparently he's the Watch.
Oh, so this one is about Star Wars: The Bad Batch. This is actually something Star Wars I am looking forward to. I think the concept of the Bad Batch sounds really awesome.
The X-Men of Star Wars.
I'm not like Blood Axe and you with the lore behind the Bad Batch so much. Other than what you guys have told me, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a really cool concept. So it is an animated thing that I would like to watch, but basically, they are bringing Bo-Katan into the Bad Batch, that she will have an appearance there, and that will sort of it's supposed to fill in the gap between the Mandalore Siege of Mandalore and the Clone Wars.
But Zeno, will her armor still have breasts?
But I don't know.
Have you not heard about that?
Before I butcher this anymore, I am giving this to Blood Axe to tell you about it, though, because I don't want to talk about boob armor.
So you do know about it? Okay.
Yes, I know about it.
Yeah, they actually had a very long segment about that on Rebel Force Radio. I think it was Friday's episode, which just no, I'm sorry, it was Doomcock that I was watching. I'm sorry, it was Doomcock's rant on the armor. Anyway, I've been curious how they're going to incorporate her. I don't think she'll be a main character, but she's only in a couple of episodes in the Clone Wars series to begin with. But we did see her in the Mandalorian armor in the Mandalorian chapter 11. So my thinking through the process is the Bad Batch should be post Fall of the Empire. I'm hoping anyway. So this actually may be a continuation of her story from animation to live action back to animation. And one thing they're doing, which I wish they had done with Ashley Eckstein, was actually incorporate the same actress who did the voice, who also did the live action Bo-Katan, and now she's doing the voice again for the Bad Batch series. So I'm hoping they actually show what we think will happen off screen from The Mandalorian as far as her character goes, because if it's The Mandalorian, I don't think they're going to go a whole lot of depth into her story. But maybe they'll wrap it up with in the Bad Batch series on Disney Plus. So it should be pretty interesting. I will need to go back and rewatch some of the old Clone Wars episodes to refresh my memory on her motives, so to speak. But I do remember that her sister Satine was a huge part of the storyline. But seeing her in The Mandalorian was exciting for me. I know Q has a difference of opinion of seeing her show up, but I do like the way they're interweaving the stories between live action, animation, and so on and so forth. But I am kind of curious how they're going to incorporate her into the Bad Batch story, because the Bad Batch I would want to be like the Dirty Dozen, very episodic, not a whole lot of linear. But it sounds like they're probably going to have more of a story-driven series than what I would like to have for that group.
Right.
So that is something that's curious. I know you said no spoilers, but I will ask this one question. It's just a yes or no question. You have seen the most recent episode of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Did Ashoka Kasano show up yet?
I don't want to know. Don't say. Don't answer. No, that is too much spoiler.
I mean, we know that he's looking for him. I just want to know if it's like if I've already got to deal with that, or if I still got an episode of.
Just wait till after the show and ask him that.
All right, don't. Apparently, he's freaking out. Let drop it. Zeno don't want no kind of spoilers.
No, hang on. No, spoiler free. Episode 4. This has been the most Mandalorian episode out of all 4 episodes this season.
Oh, that sounds good.
I actually really enjoyed this one a lot. So. We can do a recap after a couple of shows and then do a final recap if y'all want. But this actually was a really good episode.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to continue to do the every 3 episodes, do sort of a video with our thoughts on it. So,
well, there's only 8, so.
Well, then we'll do 3, and then after the final 2, we'll do the final 2 and a big wrap up.
Works for me.
But all right. Well, I think that's everything. I think that wraps up the show. Any final thoughts before we?
I am amused looking at the pictures of Bo-Katan. Like, I'm curious about the Bad Batch and her role in it now. Wait a minute, the Bad Batch is going to be animated, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So they did a good job on her live action. I'll just say that. I'll give them that. Her live action looks pretty good.
Well, I mean,
like the actress does a good job of looking like the character.
I mean, looking at the voice actress and the animated character, I think they may have modeled her. You know, because they do that sometimes with voice actors and characters. They'll model the character after the voice actor a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's show. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check us out every Sunday live on Twitch at 3:30 Central Standard Time. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. Go to Dicejunkies.com where links to everywhere we can be found are listed. And you can check out the descriptions on our podcast or the descriptions on the YouTube video for links as well as a link to our Discord. We have a Discord channel where we get in there and we can chat, talk, suggest things to bring up on the show, random encounter topics, news you want us to talk about. That can all be discussed there. So check out that link. It's on our Facebook page, and like I said, it's also on the description of the video. So come and join us. All right, guys, as every week, we hope you enjoy.